I'm just trying to get clarity of what she's saying. That's all.
What was
You
your
talking
question?
about a marriage, or are you talking about a regular relationship?
Well, a regular relationship and let's say an engagement as well. They're not married yet, but they've been together for 13 years. We came from the
This
same
oh,
place.
I
We both
got it.
want
So I'm
and
just trying to get an understanding of where
yeah.
these kind of dynamics are coming from, because
It's so many. It's so
I
many
get it, but I'm
dynamics
just
like
trying
that.
to, because I think
Even
it's
a
different
marriage.
whenever you marry. Whenever you marry, you don't have these issues where let's do a couples trip. Can you afford your half? Like, unless y'all literally got divided finances and y'all separate accounts.
Right. Yeah. Well, in our situations, we do. Right. Like everyone has their divided finances because nobody is married yet. The one couple I'm talking about, they live
Right.
together, but they still haven't put together their finances because the female makes substantially more than the male. And so she kind of took care of everything. I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying she took care of everything and he didn't want to bring their finances together for bills and
Hmm.
stuff like that. So
You
she
don't see
allowed him
So
to still have that, separate.
you don't
I
see
think
how
we
that
making it.
made.
I think we making a mistake by making it seem like it's like one or the other. Like both of my parents worked multiple jobs, right? Like my father had a stretch where he had 2 full-time jobs and we still had time. Why is it that we feel like if we work that we can't take care of the children? You know what they did? They alternated shifts. They made it work because they felt
Yeah.
like it, right? Because they weren't selfish. And that's what we're going back to again. That's why I keep mentioning hyper-individualism, because that's what it really is. People are just lazy and people are selfish as hell. That's why you can't have a career and raise children. You don't want to do shit. You're way lazier than the last few generations. That's all that's really going on. If you want to have children, it doesn't mean that you're going to have to sacrifice your career. You might have to alter some things. You might have to work a little harder, but so fucking what? That's what we do. We're adults, right? If you want something, you go ahead and do it. Why we got to be so damn lazy just to be like, oh, well, no, I need my career. Fuck your career, for real, for real. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it, but it's not so important that you can't have children. You can do both. Nobody, like the top CEOs of the largest companies pretty much got kids. Almost all of them. Anybody who's a major success that you could point to, most of them people got kids.
Unless
They
they're
say,
Right.
they say they can't reach their
Unless
dream.
what?
Fred.
unless they're
Why you can't reach your dream? Why you can't reach why can't you
No,
reach
I'm just
your dream?
saying that a woman who is, you said a major CEO of companies have families. Yes, men. But most women that are major CEOs of companies do not have families.
Because they don't
The
want to
I
take
most
care of
believe
no
And
it.
if
man.
successful
they
women
do,
in
they
my
have
business,
nannies.
they don't have kids
Because they don't
because
want
they
to take
don't
care of no
have
man.
time for children. I'm not disagreeing with Trev. I definitely feel like you can have a career and have children. I feel like both people in the house have to work in this economy. But I'm just saying it's not a fact for women. Most women who are CEOs of companies who have made it all the way to the top, they don't have a family. Most of them don't.
Why can't
And
you
if
just
they
push?
do, they're struggling.
Why can't
Hold
you
on.
just push the bait?
Because they condition themselves to do that. Most women put themselves in their masculine um mindset because
Masculine energy.
they want to do that. They want to. They're not. It's not a man that's telling them, you can't go and
Oh
dreams or anything. It's women like, no, I want to do this. This is gonna go my way. And so you have men that to hell with it. Like, I'm gonna let you guys do whatever. Then you have the women that's gonna say, I don't need a man. In reality, we all need each other.
no, for sure. I
The
agree.
difference
Yeah,
the
for real.
difference between all this stuff is women are not moving off of, I would say, that father's will. For me, example, my father told me to go out there and get you a beautiful wife and make me some grandbabies. And that's what was told, passed down to me. So that's what I did. So I think it's a matter of, what did your parents want? What did your father want of you? And were you able to do that? And if you weren't able to do that, you deviated, you went to do what you want to do. And I think the difference between the dreams for a man, I think Sweeney and somebody else had a conversation about my dream or something like that. Or somebody said I can't go after my dream because of his ego. I think a lot of times the man's dream directly correlate or intersects with the well-being or the success of the entire family. When a women's dream is more like it's her autonomy and all these other stuff within the relationships that she want to fulfill, that's really not got to do with the family household. Because I don't know any man that has a dream. I don't know any man that has a dream that don't got nothing to do with making sure the lifestyle is squared away, making sure the wife is good and the kids is good. I think, unless any man on the panel can argue against it, I think our dreams is pretty much a direct intersection between the kids and the wife in the household.
What
I feel like ours are too, though.
to put it simply is that because to put it simply, Bruiser, is that a man following his dream to success. Let's assume he's on his way to success and not somebody that's trying to be a SoundCloud rapper or some shit like that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a man that has a dream that's going somewhere, right? His dream closely aligns with his role in society. When a man follows his dream to success, that's him following his role in society to be a protector and provider for his family. Whereas typically a woman following her dream, let's assume she's on a pathway to success. She's not some broke chick trying to be a eyelash fucking, she's trying to do eyelashes and shit. She's serious, right? It does tend to be more selfish in nature because they're really only focused on what they want in the world and not necessarily what they can do. Well, okay, does my dream help me take care of my kids, or is this for the family, or is this for me? And what I mean by family, I mean the whole family, not just your kids, because a lot of people like to just talk about their children, not talk about the person that's on the side of them or on the other side of their relationship. That's why they tend to not have relationships, because once their dream is realized, they say, I'm not taking care of no man, or I'm not going to be the breadwinner in a household with any man that's living in the house with me. Most career-driven women don't align themselves with creating or providing for a family.
All right, go ahead, Ash.
Wait. I'm sorry. Did somebody say my name? Okay.
No, it was me. I said, go ahead.
Okay. So I wanted to kind of pick up on Darwin and then kind of go with Sweeney. I do agree, which I'm surprised. I would say that men do their purpose and their dream normally does align with being able to provide for their family, but I think you guys are missing a major factor when it comes to why a woman thinks the way that she thinks, especially Black women. Since the beginning of the time we came to America, we've been working and having a child. It hasn't really been a time in history except now where we have put ourselves first. Right? I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing.
Well, look at the world and rethink it.
I'm sorry, what you say?
Hold on.
You said you don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. Have you seen the society?
I have, but I want to also be realistic and kind of pour into and put all of the other factors into it. Where like I just said, the age factor that you guys kind of place on women, you guys put a lot of standards on women, even the beauty standards, right? So it's a lot of pressure for her. So sometimes it feels like maybe she got to sacrifice more than the other, and just being in the society that we live in, it kind of almost makes us, well, I already have kids, but I'm just me speaking from a collective of what I see. Sometimes it makes women have to choose, like, all right, which one do I want more? Do I want to be a single mom? Because honestly, being a Black woman, the percentage of us being a single mom is super high. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, do I want to go after my dreams, or do I want to be a single mom? Yeah, I'm going to have kids, but there's a high probability that I'm going to be a single mom as well. I think that you guys are missing those facts. And then I also want to bring up, I grew up with Caribbean parents, right? I have a Jamaican father. I grew up seeing my father cook, clean, do a lot of the things. Look at him. He just loses his mind over here, Sweeney. I love it. Anyway, I grew up seeing my father doing more of the cooking and the cleaning and the housework. My mother was at work. So I think it depends on a person. And me being married for as long as I was making way more money to my husband before we got married. And when I first met him, I was, I don't know if you guys know what a glass blower is, right? The people that actually wield the glass and the fire and stuff. I was creating stuff like that. And he wanted to own and create his own dealership. And I quit my job and I supported him and I helped him. So And I was a stay-at-home mom, and I had 5 kids. You get what I'm saying? So to sit here and
What
say
happened?
women, you said what?
What happened?
It just ain't work out. Shit happens, you know. I just feel like to say that women don't quit their jobs or sacrifice a lot of things for, especially when a woman loves a man, she's gonna sacrifice a lot of herself to make him happy. And I don't think you guys understand that, right? That's part of her being submissive and trusting her husband.
Who don't understand that?
If you don't understand that, then don't say nothing.
But I think you're misconstruing what we're talking about, though. We're not talking about the women who are willing to make those type of sacrifices aren't the women we're talking about. We're talking about the women who don't make those sacrifices and choose their career.
If I
over
wouldn't have
family.
said that, you would have completely thought I was not like that from the things that I'm saying.
I'm not talking about anything other than what you just specifically just said in that moment. We are not talking about women who make sacrifices for family, i.e., they don't change, they sacrifice their dream for the family, but they sacrifice this for a job or that. I even said that most Americans have to sacrifice, especially when you have kids. We're talking about women who purposely sacrifice the family, sacrifice kids just so they can follow their dream or their purpose, choosing their career over family.
But why
So
is
those
that
women,
so wrong?
what we're not saying that it's wrong. We're just having a conversation about whether, you know what I mean, what that is, what that looks like. Are they being
Well, I'm
selfish?
saying it's wrong. He ain't got to say it's wrong. He don't believe in it. I think it's subjective to the person you're talking about. That's why it all depends on the man you be with. That's why I asked Kim if whatever man that approaches you on these dynamics, are you willing to do it for him? And if you're not willing to do it for him, you're just not a helpmeet. I think this whole sums up to whether women want to be a helpmeet or they don't want to. And the ones that
So
don't
can I
want
flip
to
the
is going to go
question?
after their careers and do whatever.
I'm glad that you said that because I am I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little confused tonight. I'm a little confused, and I'm hoping either Trev can help me out or Sweeney. Darwin, I already know where you stand on this. So y'all talk a lot about this, and here's the buzzword: accountability. So it's like, okay, let's talk about accountability. What does accountability look like? So for me personally, that looks like not having any more children because I was not married. Now, granted, I could have gotten married to the father of my child. That was an option. We were engaged. It was an option. And I chose not to because I'm so sorry. I'm not going to apologize for it. I didn't want to be one out of 2 and 3 and 4. I was young enough to where I could exit that situation. And I did. I was 20. Now, some people would say, oh,